Aspiring good student. It's a little bit like a developing country or a nation. I'm working to develop into a good student if something like that is possible. So I've always had problem areas that I find difficult to wade through. Limits and derivatives just happens to be one of them. It's a pain, to be honest, especially limits. Google tells me this helps gauge limits that cannot be determined otherwise. Whatever the case may be, clearly when I started on the chapter, I had massive limitations in cracking the limits itself. So, if my school were to solve this question, so let's take this question for instance, which is 4 minus under root 9 plus x by 1 minus under root 8 minus x. At the same time, on my left side, LT states limit and x tends to 7. If my book or my textbook was to solve this, it would take a slightly longer method. So in that case, what they have done is that they've made limit x tends to 7, written down the same question, gone on to rationalize it, and then further going on to opening it, and then eventually we get to limit x tends to 7, which leads to 7 minus x open bracket 1 minus under root 7 minus x again, multiplied by 1 plus under root 8 minus x by 4 plus 9 plus x, eventually leading you to the answer, which being minus 1 by 4, if you can see here correctly. But if I were to solve this question, making my life easier, and in a couple of statements, I would do it using Hopital's rule, which happens to be a calculus theorem that we usually learn in 12th, but it has come in handy quite a bit and has helped me quite a bit as well by cutting down the number of scary statements that the question usually has, and now I just have a couple. So in the same case, so we write the same question, which I further go on to use the Hopital's rule. So my statements start to be limit x tends to a instead of 7, and then it becomes under root 9 plus 2x minus under root 3x by under root 3a plus x minus 2 root x. And that then you just solve it as a normal quadratic after you said the x tends to a, and the answer comes to minus 1 by 4 as well. I hope I made your life easier as well.